The government needs to come up with a solution to solve our national debt crisis. As of April 9th, 2016, the federal debt was approximately $19,238,228,000,000 and growing by the second. This is according to the U.S. debt clock from the United States Treasury. The national debt is simply defined as the amount of money the federal government owes to creditors that own U.S. government debt securities, according to Investopedia. One possible solution to this growing issue is known as the penny plan, as presented by onecentsolution.org. We will first look at the contributing factors to the national debt, followed by how the penny solution can be a presentable, workable solution to this issue. We first need to examine exactly what is causing our national debt to grow at an exponential rate. As of right now, our national debt is at an historical all-time high. With each passing year, our national debt grows exponentially. As I stated previously, we are faced with approximately $19.3 trillion in the United States debt. The debt exists because the federal government does not have enough money to cover its expenditures, according to Johnson and Kwok. Each year, our government must finance social programs such as healthcare, Social Security, and defense spending, all of which have led to the massive budget deficit crisis, according to Investopedia. If this budget crisis is not solved soon, it will significantly affect the United States and the world economies for years to come. Nearly 2/3 of our national debt is public debt, meaning that the debt that the United States government has is owed to the people, businesses, and foreign governments who bought treasury bonds, according to Amadeo. The national debt affects every United States citizen as well as our position in the world's economy. Should the national debt get to a point where we can no longer manage it, it will cripple the United States economy and its citizenry. People will lose jobs, our economy growth will slow, inflation will rise, and people will end up paying more in taxes, according to Hanley. Now that we know just how big of an issue this problem is, let's examine one simple solution to this problem. As I stated in my introduction, one simple solution to this issue is known as the penny plan. The United States could theoretically cut 1 cent out of every federal dollar that it spends, excluding interest payments. Simply cutting 1 penny out of every federal dollar spent will reduce the federal debt. As an example, if your debt for this program is $1 for this year, next year your budget for that program would be 99 cents. The following year it would be 98 cents, and so on and so forth. The government, however, would not cut spending from programs that are deemed absolutely necessary. These programs include Social Security and Title 19 programs such as the healthcare programs. This plan takes into consideration all of those priority programs and will not cut the budgets. It is pretty easy for us as people to cut $1 out of every dollar that we spend personally. Accountants would agree and advise you that cutting unnecessary spending is a good way to manage your personal finance and lower your debt. If we cut 1 cent every year for 5 years, we would reduce federal spending by $7.5 trillion over 10 years and balance our budget by the year 2019. This, as I stated, could be a practical and desirable approach to solving the debt crisis on behalf of the general public and those in control in Washington. This program is already supported by 71 members of the House and 13 members of the Senate, as well as a lot of normal U.S. citizenry support this program as well. This is a desirable plan for both the federal government and the citizens because it does not drastically cut any federal program that the citizens may rely on, such as Social Security. In conclusion, As I stated, the national debt is a continuing problem that grows every day. Developing and implementing a plan such as the penny plan will help us reduce the deficit and balance our budget. We need to address this issue before it becomes a problem that we will no longer be able to manage. Implementing the solution will not only positively affect our generation, but it will positively affect many generations to come.